Algarve 43. It's a very nice boat. She's got fixed propellers, bow thrusters. It's a nice heavy boat and very, very easy to handle. Buying a boat is a very big decision. It involves spending a lot of money. It's a very subjective decision. It's all to do with luxury, with comfort and with style. And people so often can be disappointed having bought the wrong sort of boat. People come to me for advice. It's much better if they come before they buy their boat than afterwards. Speaking to begin with about motor cruisers, there are many choices. There's the difference between having one or two engines, stern drive or fixed propellers, for instance. The handling characteristics of these different types of boats are totally different. Stern drives are actually quite a new idea. And with twin-engine boats around 40 feet, they often fit stern drives in order to give more accommodation on board. But what you gain with more accommodation, you lose in other ways. A stern drive boat has all its weight with its engines and stern drives at the back of the boat. They're very difficult to handle in a marina. You must have a bow thruster. The manufacturers often tell you you don't need a bow thruster, but you do. They can be very difficult to handle in any kind of a crosswind. I can help people understand these various choices. I can explain the advantages and the disadvantages of various systems. We can even go out and try a boat. Moving on to yachts, for instance. Do you want heavy or light displacement? The advantage of heavy displacement is that you can sail absolutely anywhere. You can sail around the world. Light displacement, and there are many of them, most of the French boats and German boats, Veneto, Genoa, Bavaria, for instance, are light displacement boats. They may be heavy, they're certainly heavy, but their weight is on top of the water. Whereas with a heavy displacement boat, the hulls are much narrower, the hull goes into the water and the weight is below the water. A heavy displacement boat is safe to go to sea in almost any conditions. A light displacement boat is wonderful for being in the marina, for having dinner parties. It's wonderful large double cabins, so you can have friends to stay. I sometimes think the designers of these boats have probably had more experience as bedroom designers than they have as naval architects. But as well as using these light displacement boats in a marina, they're wonderful for sailing up and down the coast, for racing, and providing the weather's settled, it's absolutely safe. If you're planning on going around the world, then obviously these sort of boats aren't suitable. You need something like a Naryan, or a Marlow, or a Halberg Rassi, or a Bowman, or a Rustler. A lovely boat. She's a Hutting 45, medium heavy displacement, a drop-down bow thruster and a stern thruster. It's a very, very nice boat. She's made of aluminium and she comes from Holland. Often people buy their first boat having seen various boats at a boat show, and they pick one that is very luxurious and very cheap for its size. This isn't always a cheap boat, basically because maintenance costs can be high. If the boat isn't very well built, for instance, if it's built very cheaply, it's going to cost them a lot of money in depreciation, because 5 years down the line it's not going to be looking so good, and they'll lose a lot of money. So to summarize this, as with many other things, the purchase price isn't the only cost. Sometimes buying the cheapest is actually going to cost you more money in the long run. I can help you with the boat buying process, both for new boats and with old boats. With new boats, it's absolutely essential that you get from the manufacturers a breakdown of what your maintenance costs are likely to be. How much fuel it's going to use, for instance. What the insurance is going to cost you. With a second-hand boat, of course, it's absolutely essential that you have a survey. Surveys are sometimes very difficult to understand, and it's important that you get help actually understanding the survey, because some things that a surveyor will give importance to perhaps aren't that important. Other things that he doesn't give too much importance to are very important. So it's important that you go through the survey with someone who understands, and this is something that I can help you with. This sounds like common sense, but so often in the excitement of buying a boat, people overlook these very important points. So to sum up, it's much better if people come to me for advice before they buy a boat than afterwards. Afterwards is too bloody late. Yeah? They've got lots of decisions and options that they have to make, and I can help them decide what's important and what isn't important. And I can channel them in the right direction so they buy the boat that is right for them. This is a lovely boat. This is a 26-foot boat, built more than 30 years ago. She's wooden, and for me she's one of the nicest boats in the marina. You can sail anywhere in this.